Hello guys, welcome to a new unboxing video. And yeah, this here is pretty special to me. So this here is a little bit of, well, you can say a Kickstarter. It's from a person that I been following a long time. I grew up with his stuff all my childhood, and this here is a special limited edition box that you will not be able to buy anywhere other than where I purchased it. And we're gonna take a look at it right now. It just came in today, and yeah, a huge fan. This here is a humongous, sorry about hitting the camera. This here is a humongous box, at least for what it is. So we're gonna take a look at it, and this here is, you guessed it, it's an accordion. No, this here is the Weird Al Yankovic limited edition of all his work. You could have on Pledge Music, which is the normal way you can support him normally. He did a collector's edition of all his work through the years. And this here's the CD version. There is a vinyl edition also. This here's the CD version. And he made a special box, and this here has been in the works for a little bit about a year. And this here is the final product, and I finally got it. It's actually not as big in person when you actually take a look at it. It's a lot smaller. The packaging just large, and I like that because that means it's safe. And if you do not know who Weird Al Yankovic is, he is a musician. He has made his career through making parody videos of many artists. Or not parody videos. Well, that was one of the things. Most of his stuff was at MTV during the time, but he's done music. He's done, oh, you name it, Nirvana. He's done Michael Jackson. He's done Roy Orbison. He's done everybody. Some to more extent. And the thing is, he's pretty much a band that does cover music pretty much. And what he was famous for was that he played the accordion. So one of the normal things on his CD was there is a polka version of all the things here. But this here is why it's in an accordion. So let's take a look at the accordion here. So now, if you do not know what an accordion is, I guess you look it up, but it is an instrument that is pretty hard to actually play. I've never played one myself, but it is powered by air, which you turn in and out, or push it, or you extract it and push it back in. This here is why this here filter is here. There is, as you can see, something to hold it in here, and that's actually where all the art is inside. There is, of course, some buttons here to click, which is actually one of the things that you use to use tones. You have a piano-based stuff here. It is actually pretty complicated to play. It is, as you can see here, we have, it's called the squeeze box. Again, sorry for hitting the camera. It is trying to navigating for here. So here we have what is his work of many years. So let's actually take a look at that. I do like that it's strapped here. So let's hit it again. God damn it. Let's actually take a look at this here first. Let's zoom in and have a look. So right off the bat, we have some art, 3D art, you can say. And this here is pretty much all his work. So if you do not know again who he is, look him up. This here's the chapters. There's 15 chapters in total. I've not seen this before. I do own all his art, his CDs already. I can say that from his first album to his last, I do say I do like the progression of how he's gone through everything. I was presented to his work doing the Off the Deep End, which is the first big Nirvana cover CD he made, where a lot of the songs were based on Nirvana. I seen his movie UHF, and have the soundtrack. I do not own the DVD. There's some interesting stuff here. Work. We do see where it all started back in '83, and you can see he's a pretty goofy guy, and there's a lot of great stuff here. It's a journey for him. It's been a journey probably. I've never known the man. I've seen one concert with him because he was actually in my country for the first time last year, I think it was, or the year before. And that was because he was one of the people or the only one who actually got to the top charts instantly with his new album. And he promoted it in a way where he made a lot of music videos and used social media due to the craze of the way he promoted his stuff. Mandatory Fun was a top charter. I think it got platinum, at least it got gold. It is an extraordinary album, and because of that, it was his first album in his whole career that gone and did that. He actually, for the first time, did a European tour. He is normally U.S., Canada, North America, I think South America also that he does, and that's because he's such a niche person when it comes. It's a niche genre. I can only say it was a pleasure to watch him. It was a pleasure to see him perform, and it was probably the best concert ever performed on live stage that I've been to. I do say so that the thing they did was unique in so many ways, and I haven't seen anybody do that ever on a concert. I've been to a couple at least. It's not that his music and the sound was outstanding. It was a 10 out of 10 concert, but it was just the whole thing. There was nothing. You got your money's worth. So this here was my first introduction back in '92 actually. And you can see the Nirvana art style with the baby instead, but he's the baby and here's Donut. And it's the same people he's worked with pretty much. I don't think any of them have changed out. So it was all the original crew, session musicians of the best that that just come together and does many great things. And I followed him ever since and got into his old stuff. Tried to find that. And yeah, he's definitely a special person too. It's not something you just go ahead and. He's not a common person. You probably think, oh yeah, and there's it's just a pleasure. And he changed doing his Running with Sisters, the 2000 era. He changed over to lose the mustache and start trying to be a little bit more hip. And yeah, trying to use social media and extend his reach, and outstanding outstanding work in general. It's amazing, and I'm excited to read all this here, but as you can see here, there's a lot you get, and this here is just the book, the squeeze box book. So let's go back and take a look at this here. As you can see, great. It's plastic, of course, but you can't expect everything to be perfect. But this here is how you should actually do it. Let's actually focus a little bit. And it says a Yankovic here. I like that style to it. But you do clip them out here. And there we have it. There we have it, guys. And as you can see, there is everything. So let's start out with pulling one up. I think this here might be the first album. It's medium rare. This here is actually the first one. Okay. And as you can see, this here is a vinyl plate, but it's actually a CD inside, and that's just awesome. You get. There's no spare here. Like, all the things that is great about vinyl is the cover. What sucks is the size, and that's just awesome. They've not dumbed down in the classification of, holy crap, you're getting, and it's easy to access, and it's a squeeze box. It's the same thing. It's just that it's the same size and everything. So, holy crap, they thought about this here. Awesome. So the second one is, of course, in 3D, which was one of the first old albums that I got. Has Dare to Be Stupid on it. It has Eat It. No, it actually hasn't Dare to Be Stupid. It has I Lost on Jeopardy as a Midnight Star. The King of Suede, yeah. The Rocky Horror theme. So Nature Trade to Hell was a little bit of a. I think it was an homage to. Let's zoom out a little bit. It was a homage to all the 3D craze back in the early '90s, where they were trying with this here 3D. Or actually early 80s, late 80s, they were trying to introduce 3D, and that's why horror movies were trying to picture that, and all the classics were trying to be made in 3D. You go to a drive-in theater and do that. That's not something we had over here, but yeah. So then we have Dare to Be Stupid. That's the one. That's the second one I got. I can't remember if I got the 3D first or Dare to Be Stupid here. So Dare to Be Stupid is a more nerdy thing. Had like a surgeon. One of the things he got famous for was that he got to do Madonna. Yoda, of course, Star Wars for Geek, as everybody. One more minute. Hooked on Polka, cable TV, yeah. And it's just great. And I paid a shit ton of money for this here. Just FYI, this here is not cheap. This here is a polka party. It's a collection of all these polkas. Polkas here. We have Living with a Hernia. It's not polka, but it was meant. I thought it was that at the time, but it's I think a bit spelt. But it was again punk era. So yeah. Holy crap, man! So many great things. And then we have, of course, is even worse. And you probably guessed who he's trying to imitate here. Yeah. Excuse me. Got all the good stuff here. Fat. And, yeah, lasagna. Twister. Good old days. You make it, and, yeah. Christ. Holy moly. UHF. If you can find this here, the original the motion picture soundtrack, and this here is probably one of the harder ones to find because it is it is actually, I think he owns the right to all the music, but the movie is just insane. And Rambo, uh, Dire Straits, Indiana Jones, and holy crap, so many great things. If you find this movie here, check it out. It's hilarious. It's hard. It's easier to get these days, but trying to find a hard copy of it is pretty hard. I think it's on DVD only. I don't think it's on Blu-ray yet, or VHS. So here we have it. Weird Al Yankovic off the deep end. Probably at that time one of my favorites. Trigger Happy was making me laugh always. The white stuff is, of course, New Kids on the Block. Taco Grande. Yeah. Sweet stuff. Just incredible. Having this here in such great detail. And I actually never owned any of the LPs. I got late into the game. So I owned a couple, and then CD came around. So yeah, Jurassic Park and all everything. Christ. Holy moly. So yeah, holy moly. It's almost emotional looking at all this here and saying I finally have it. It's been many hard tries to actually pick it up. Bad Hair Day was one of his not the greatest album, but it was because there were such many unique stuff, like the rap that he did, Lump from the President of the United States of America. And the great thing is, you can say all things that I don't like it, but just look at what he does, like rap, punk, classic rock, hard rock, alternative rock. He goes through so many things, and he can play that live. You gotta be really talented, and have a great supporting musicians behind you to pull stuff like that off, and that's just amazing. Like Metallica and all that. They're great bands, one of a kind. But see somebody that can like play anything you throw at him is insane. Also, in my opinion. So yeah, really cool. I gotta say this here is. Probably my best purchase in a long time, and I purchased a lot of things in my time. But yeah. Christ, Pool Lad. Not the best album, but great stuff anyways. It's like there's not some stinkers between, but there is some really cool stuff here. I do say that this here is not my favorite. This is probably least favorite. That's because it's so much Eminem, and it was because he's a great musician. But there are some great things here. Trap Through Drive Through, my favorite. And if you should watch the video on YouTube, I think it's on Vivo. Check that out and just watch it and listen to the lyrics. That is amazing. And I know it's from another guy who did the same thing, but I do think he did a great thing with this here. And Apocalyptica, or Apocalypse, is probably when he started to go back a little bit, TMZ ringtones, and starting to try and be a little bit more social media stuff. That's where he really went for it with this here. Good album. And then we have Mandatory Fun, which is the tour I saw. I have the T-shirt, or I don't have the T-shirt for Mandatory Fun. I actually have the T-shirt for A Saga Begins. But this here was what put it on the chart again. And you have all of the things. What he did was he made videos for everything. put them up on social media. But what he did was making sure YouTube, CNN, everyone got exclusive for everything. And then through that, it spread wild. Handy was not the great thing, but Tacky was probably the biggest hit of them all. And that's pretty much the song he went with. If you watch that video, what he did through that video, he did live. I remember it was a small venue, around 1,000 people or so. Maybe 2,000 or 3,000, doesn't matter. And we were standing there watching that, and we were about to go. And then suddenly the screen pops on up at the stage. There was a huge LCD screen there. And then you see outside the parking lot where the bus was, him coming out with a microphone in hand, and he starts singing Tacky. And you're just saying, this here's got to be a joke. Is this recorded? And you can see people walking by outside, and he performs the whole spiel of it all in one go, and comes up on stage and completes the song. That's what interests people, and that's what made the experience so much better, to me at least. That he did not put any stops on the show for such a small venue, such a small country as us, and I appreciate that. And I will pay twice the amount of money to get him over again and see him. So, medium rarities. This here is the exclusive best value, and this here is pretty much things has never been released. And this is probably the thing that I'm gonna try and listen to first. But yeah, Homewood March was it's been released, but it's on Simpsons, Headline News, and you can see all the things here. So, holy crap, guys! What a box! What a box! And I finally got it, and I paid a fortune for it. But if you also got this here, I can only say more power to you. If you got the vinyl edition, hope you're happy with it. I actually think I have the vinyl just with the CDs. I think that is just precious that they kept the same format and everything. And you can see it's great. I gotta say, it is really great. So I hope you enjoyed this here. I certainly did. It is definitely, let's turn it actually the right way. I think this here's the right way. Mute off bass. I think it is. It doesn't matter. Fuck it. I can't express enough how happy I am I actually own this here. It's worth every penny to me. I don't care that I already own all the things. The only thing that I do not own is... Let's get that focused in. Sorry about that. The only thing I do not own is the rarities, and I'm gonna definitely listen to that. But man, what a box! What a box! What a guy! The squeeze box, people. You can. Now, if you're a fan, this here is something you need to own. If you're not a fan, hell, I don't think you can get this here. As I said, this here was through Pledge Music. You had to pre-order it in general. There was only a limited amount. You're probably going to see some of them on eBay for a lot of more money than I paid. But I do think if you're a fan, you want all the things that is making Mr. Weird Al Yankovic a great person and made his whole career. And he's not stopping, but I do think he is finally out of the deal of producing albums. So he's probably going to go songs based and release them on his webpage. But yeah, gotta say it is definitely worth owning. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm Fett again. Follow me on Twitter. Hit that like button if you like this video. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. I do know I'm not posting as much as I used to, but when you see me post, it is something special. So again, I I don't know what to say. It's a great day for me. Later, guys. Have a great day. Have a great Christmas. If I do not know, don't upload before. But yeah, great Christmas, great holidays, and happy Hanukkah. Later.